Tonight, a Hazelwood East High School student is in the hospital with a severe head injury after a gruesome fight. Right now, a shocking video of the fight is going viral online. One local leader says he wants to find ways to stop teen violence. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. The fight happened on Friday, not too far from campus. Police say a 15-year-old girl is in custody in connection to the fight. 5 on Your Side will not be showing this video because of how graphic it is. Our Travis Cummings talked to a leader who says it should have never gotten to this point.
So guys, what we're dealing with here is a situation in which two teens basically met up outside of a school and they basically got into a fist fight. And when they got into this fist fight, like they said, the video is graphic and I'm not going to play it either, but they got into this fist fight, and in the process of them getting into this fist fight, a black girl and a white girl, the black girl got the better of the white girl and proceeded to basically slam her head into the concrete. So it's pretty graphic. So just so you know, that's why they're not showing it, and that's why I'm not going to show it, because it is graphic. And basically what happened is the girl that was getting her head slammed, because let's just take race out of it, because at the end of the day, I'm just setting the precedent, because there are people that care and that have to know that. And it does play a role in how I think that this situation is being handled. But it's just, I think that it's wild because, it was over a fight, and she slams this girl head into the concrete, and the girl proceeded to basically have a seizure. And honestly, I'm talking about this not just because I actually live in St. Louis. So this actually happens not too far from home. You understand? So this is something that people deal with in real life. And I'm not one of those people that's gonna be like, this didn't happen when we were kids, because I know that it did. People are brutal. But I'm just saying, when you really look at it, situations like these prove my point. They prove my point when I'm talking about the culture. Just it does.
It's not an easy sight.
That's enough.
The Urban League's VP of Public Safety and Community Response, James Clark, is reacting to a gruesome brawl involving Hazelwood East students.
That's a glimpse into the mentality and the culture of our young people today.
The St. Louis County Police Department says they showed up to the school Friday for a fight and that a female was taken to an area hospital with critical injuries. The Hazelwood School District put out a statement saying, quote, "It is a tragedy anytime children are hurt. Bullying and fighting in the community is an issue for which we all need to take ownership and work towards a resolution for the sake of our children." Close to 50% of schools in America have seen an increase in fighting and violence, according to a survey by the National Center for Education Statistics. I talked to Clark about how these fights shape up.
Because the social pressure is to be socially dysfunctional. Who can be the loudest? Who can be the most disruptive? Too often we set programs.
Now, guys, this is an educator saying the exact same thing that I be saying, that I say. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to work on that. This guy is saying the same thing that I say, just in a better way. But at the end of the day, this is the culture, and the culture is reflective of the young people, and that's why I say that the young people are the culture. They're a reflection of it. Whatever they see is what they will do, and that's going to be a representation or a glimpse into what's to come. That's why I say that the black culture is trash, because if you look at it, these young people are out of control. They don't really have any home training, and it's just, you know what I mean? I hate to say it, but if you looking at that, we're doomed. We're doomed.
Based on what honor roll students want and what honor roll students need. We've got to be.
So what did he just say? He basically just said exactly what I've been saying. He basically just said exactly what I've been saying, and that's, listen, black culture celebrates the worst. They emulate the worst. They embrace the worst, and then they reject the good. They don't want to be like the smart kids. They don't want to be like, you know what I mean, the kids that got a future outside of high school. The people that won't peak in college. You know what I mean? It's some people, high school was they peak. It's other people, colleges they peak. You know what I mean? But that's reflective of the culture. They literally don't want, they don't want to be great. They just want to be comfortable. And that's the truth. And it's reflective. Listen, the kids, the young people are a reflection of the culture. They are. It's the truth.
To go deep into the bowels.
The Urban League is doing that through its low-income early childhood education program, Head Start, and the Reroute program for juvenile offenders.
We call the young person twice a day. We do the school visits. We go to court with them. We help them find employment.
To Clark, saving our youth begins at the root.
Flood our neighborhoods with resources.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
We continue to work to learn more about this story. We'll keep you posted as it develops.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Let's let's look at another one. Let's go ahead and hear from the other side. Let's hear what let's see, let's look at some of these neighbors' reactions.
Flexible financing for dental care with Care Credit.
Into this.
But first, the viral video of a vicious brawl that left a 15-year-old girl in critical condition. The fight that neighbors say is part of a decades-long trend. The video is brutal and graphic, and now it's gone viral. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Another teen is in police custody after...
Now, can you imagine that being a parent? No, I'm just saying, like, real talk. Just real talk. Could you imagine that being your family member? That being your sister, your daughter, your niece, your family member, your cousin. Could you imagine having to see that, having to deal with it in real life? Because you gotta deal with the fact that she's in the hospital. You gotta deal with the fact that she's in the hospital. But then at the same time, having to see it going viral. Can you imagine how that must feel? And like, I think that this really just, you know what, we don't need to look at this. I mean, I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And the truth is, I think that this just proves a lot about black culture. And it just shows because for some reason, like, everybody's so sad and upset about this, right? Everybody's so sad and upset. But at the end of the day, what were they doing? How do we see this? How do we know about it? We knew about it because somebody was sitting around recording, right? They were sitting around recording it, having fun, because every day this is what goes on, and it's normal. And it's normal, and that's the truth. Nobody wants to say that, but it's normal behavior. Pull your phone out, record people, and nobody bats an eye about it, right? Until somebody gets hurt, until it gets real. Then once it gets real, now all of a sudden everybody just wants to, people need to raise their kids better. Oh, people need to do that, when there's people that sit there and say that all the time. But then you look at them like they crazy, or you call them a cornball, or you call them a raccoon, or whatever you want to do. Like, at the end of the day, there are people that are calling this nonsense out before it happens, but y'all are too stupid to actually want to listen to the people. And then once it's like happens in real life, now it's like, oh, it's a problem. Now once stuff gets real, now it's a problem. At the end of the day, you people are fake. A lot of people are just plain fake because you don't care. You genuinely don't care. You don't bat an eye about this. It's normal behavior. It doesn't mean anything to you. You don't normally value human life. You only care because it's popular to care. Otherwise, why would you do it? Because at the end of the day, you people aren't just fighting to get y'all issue off. That was vicious. People just don't value people's life. That's why somebody like me, I'm going to divest and I just try to stay away. Stay away. I don't want no problems with you Negroes. And that's the truth because you do too much. That's the truth. You do too much. And it's never just as simple as getting the issue off. You want to go too far. You want to go too far, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It don't make no sense. It's insane to think that it's just that's not that you can put out all this negativity and that's not the result that you're gonna get out of it. What makes you think that? It's a representation of the culture. It's sick. Because at the end of the day, you don't really care. You're not really worried about it. You're not really worried about it because that's what happens normally. That's what we have to deal with on a daily basis. And that's can you imagine being that girl's family? Just real talk. That's just like that girl that went to Mexico where the viral video got out about them where they beat the girl to death and then left her there. Can you imagine it? She's sitting there getting swung around, butt naked. Her family had to see that. All these videos. And why is that? It's always a video. It's always a video. People always pulling out their phones. Nobody going to help. Sometimes they will. But it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games for the black community. And that's the truth. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. And then, or until it gets real. It's all fun and games. And it's just sickening. It's sickening.